Are you actually really anxious when you're with a man? Or is that just your feminine instinct that is telling you something is wrong with his leadership? Is your feminine instinct telling you that he is not leading properly? He is not giving you the clarity that you need and deserve about where the two of you are, about what you mean to him? Is he not stepping up and planning in the way that you need? Is he not showing the consistency that you need when he's texting you, when he is making plans with you, when he is phoning you? Is he not the one that is constantly initiating to make sure that you feel good? If he is not doing those things, you are going to feel some level of anxiety. And yes, some of that anxiety absolutely can come from anxiety. It can come because you're anxiously attached. But some of it, maybe even most of it, is because your feminine instinct is telling you that there is something wrong in this dynamic. It is trying to warn you. It is trying to compel you into doing something so that you get the provision and care that you need and deserve. And in this video, we're going to be talking about why that feminine instinct is so important to listen to and how you can listen to it in a way that's actually going to inspire a man into stepping up to care for you more rather than what most women do, which is push the man further away. Before we get into it, I'm going to quickly introduce myself. Hello, my name is Zach Rohde. I'm here to lead you into creating the relationship of your dreams, using your feminine energy and what I call feminine communication to inspire a man into cherishing you. If you've not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that below, hit the notification bell, and be sure to like this video because I'm going to make sure it's a really good one for you. So the feminine instinct is so important for every woman and man to understand. Your feminine instinct is instinctually wired in a way that's very different from a man, right? A man is instinctually wired to lead, to step up, to be in charge, to not be disrespected by his woman, to need a woman to follow him, to receive his leadership, to be looking up to him, to see him as the hero. All of that is 100% normal. He might have a bunch of ego issues that are attached to that to make it not so normal and not so healthy, but what I just described is actually quite normal. The feminine instinct is different. You need to be taken care of. You need to be cherished. You need to be led with love, with devotion, with safety. You need to be emotionally held. You need to have a man who is giving you a level of consistency and care in his leadership so that you can let go and relax and have this deep knowing that he wants to be with you, that he is committed to you, that he is fully claiming you every day in his heart, that the provision and care that he is giving you is not going to go away. Now, why would we have such different instincts as men and women? Well, if you think of this just purely biologically for a moment, you have to be in a very vulnerable position if you sleep with a man and get pregnant. You're going to be incubating that little baby in you for 9 months, and then you're going to be very vulnerable even afterwards to take care of that child. So if you get really attracted to a man, and you sleep with him, you better be damn sure that it's a man that, first of all, is capable of taking care of you and wants to and isn't going to abandon you at some point. So your feminine instinct is wired to look for all of these subtle cues in his behavior. How consistent is he? How interested is he in proactively leading, giving you clarity about where things are, moving things forward, moving things towards marriage, moving things towards like spending more time with each other, how much he's communicating all of that, how much he is providing for you financially, investing in you in this kind of way, providing you with just initiating, making plans, being the one that is proactively leading things forward in every way. So your feminine instinct is paying attention to all of this unconsciously, without you even consciously knowing anything about this. Now, the more that you learn from these videos about what the feminine instinct is, the more that you're going to become hyper-aware in a conscious way, which is great. But unconsciously, you're instinctually programmed to know this. So when a man is giving you cues, it can be very subtle cues, that he is not fully 100% interested or capable, or both, of fully taking care of you, you're going to feel some level of anxiety. Even if you don't have anxious attachment issues, even if you have a lot of high self-worth, you're still going to feel at least a little bit of anxiety when it's with a man that you really like. And so if you've been judging yourself for that, it's like, why do I feel so much? Why do I get so anxious when I'm with a man? Go easy on yourself, or at least go a lot easier. You got to give yourself a lot more love and acceptance around this. We live in a society today with men who have no idea how to be men. It's little boys in adult bodies that are trying to interact with you in a way that in many times goes completely against the way that you're actually instinctually wired. If you had a really healthy, committed, masculine man who, even if you didn't show up perfectly, he just gives you clarity about everything, you would feel so much more security. Like, imagine this. You're not going to be perfect in the way that you show up. But typically when you don't show up perfectly, you show up with certain low self-worth patterns, communication issues, a man will start to withdraw a little bit, and you will feel that in your body, and you will create stories about that, and you'll go down into some anxiety, maybe shame spiral. What did I do wrong? Blah, blah, blah. And yes, part of that is because of you, because you didn't show up perfectly, but part of that is because he didn't communicate what was coming up for him and lead you out of your patterns. If he was just like, hey, Michelle, or whatever your name is, I noticed that you're doing this, or you're like over-explaining a lot in text, you're sending like 5 texts at a time. Tell me what's going on. Are you feeling a lot of anxiety? Oh, you are? Okay, well, next time you do that, you feel that anxiety, just ask me for help. Just tell me you're feeling anxiety and I'll help you. Of course I'll care. What's going on? Am I not texting consistently enough? Are you afraid that I don't like you enough? What's going on? And he like led you through all of your feelings and all the stories and stuff that were coming up for you. You would feel so amazing. That's the leadership you're supposed to receive from a man. And if you're not getting that, he is dropping the ball. So we live in a society where men don't know how to be men. They don't know how to take care of a woman. And you're just feeling all this anxiety all the time and thinking that there's something wrong with you. And like I said, yes, there's probably some anxious attachment stuff, some self-worth issues that you absolutely need to work on. But most pressing, most important, something that can be shifted right away is the way that the man is showing up for you, and he's not showing up in the way that you need. So what can you do about that? Well, that starts by you shifting your communication when you're feeling anxiety and start sharing it with him in a vulnerable, respectful way that a man can understand, that he can receive, that he can reflect on, so that he knows how to shift up differently for you and is actually inspired to do so. So going into my example I gave you, if you're just like text after text and walls of text, which a lot of women who don't have much self-control or don't know much about men-women dynamics, you might still be in that pattern, but hopefully you've moved through that to some extent and you realize that's a big issue. So say that's your normal compulsion. When you learn that's a really big problem, you shift out of that and then kind of go into this playing it cool pattern where you don't do that, but you're still feeling anxious, but you don't let him know what's actually going on. That's also a problem. It's going to probably push him away a lot less, but it's still a problem because you're still dishonoring your heart. What you need to do is share with him in a vulnerable way what's coming up for you. Start really simply, like the most simple thing that we teach in the academy that women ask our coaches over and over again, may I please have some help with what I'm feeling? Because you're feeling that anxiety and you need help with that anxiety. And when a man really knows, assuming that he likes you, assuming he's attracted to you, he's going to care and want to solve the problem in some way to quell that anxiety. Did you know that if a man really likes you and he's in his masculine, he's actually going to feel good about sending you daily texts or maybe 2 texts a day to help you feel more safe? He starts to feel like your hero. He starts to feel like he is doing something to take care of you. As long as you're not sharing this in a way where you're leading him to the solution, where you're burdening him, where you're obligating him into doing it, when it's truly his free choice and he's inspired because of your vulnerably shared heart, your vulnerably shared problems, that's when he becomes inspired to be that man who's more consistent, who sends more of the texts, who does more of the phone calls, who helps you more with your feelings, who gives you a plan, an inner vision of where the relationship is headed. You can inspire that in a man. He just doesn't know how right now. But you can inspire that in him with your femininity and then end up getting your needs met in the way that you need. And then so much of your anxiety disappears. And at the same time, you're shifting more into your self-worth. You're realizing that you're worthy of so much more because you're actually communicating your needs, and you're just feeling so much better. And you're inspiring a man to give you the care that you need. That's what you need, and that's what you deserve, and that's what you absolutely can have. And we have so many Academy students who've made these shifts to prove that this is possible, and it's possible for you. If you would like help from me learning how to do that, I mean, keep watching these videos for sure, but absolutely, if you'd really like hands-on support, I would love to speak with you on a call. The way you can speak with me is to go below this video, open up the description, click on relationshipyourdreams.com, and watch the video on that page, and then book that call. And we'll speak very soon. I'm looking forward to it.